Hey guys, welcome to Last Cloudia. In today's video, we're going to be trying to do basically a beginner's guide to the game to get through all the basic stuff you need to know when you're going through it. When you do jump into the game, it's pretty complicated. So we're going to try and get you a really good base understanding of the game and what you want to be doing to get you headed in the right direction at the start. So I will probably just put timestamps in the description because I think this will be a long video, so timestamps for the key talking points, and you can go down there, check them out, and jump to anything if there's just specific things you've come here for. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. Okay, so if you're one of the people subscribed to me and you see this is my first video for a new game, I suck at first impression videos, so I just skipped it. Basically, if I like the game, I'll do videos on it, and this is going to be my second game from now on that I'm just going to play around with and put the odd video out and see how it goes. But really nice game. If you look at it and you think it's pixel art and you're not into that thing, just download the game, try the first, basically play the intro, watch the cinematic. It'll get you pumped, trust me. I was a bit iffy on the game coming into it and absolutely love it. So now we'll jump into it. So this game is a very interesting one. It's not so much of a collect all the heroes and battle with them. There's a very few amount of heroes. When you do summons, you have a 3% chance to get a hero, and then everything else is going to be arcs. And the interaction between the two is basically arcs are sort of like, I kind of relate them to TMs in Pokemon in a way. So what they are is they're basically a gear that you equip to your hero. It does give you stats while it's equipped, but when you've got it equipped, it's also teaching your hero skills. So basically, you can teach any hero in the game any skill that is combined to an arc. So I think what we'll do to explain is we'll go into units, look at what there is for units, then we'll go into arcs, look what there is to arcs, and then go into the melding of them. So units, let's jump in. So like I said, when you summon, you've only got a low chance of getting a unit. And units are widely seen as not as necessary as the arcs. If you're going for a good account, you basically want good arcs over good heroes. However, if you're like me and you just want to play the game and have fun, I wanted some cool heroes. I did an account where I had the 2 best arcs in the game, and I was just playing through and I'm like, I want some other cool heroes to look at. So I re-rolled again until I got some cool heroes. But widely seen, arcs are more important than heroes because any hero can become good with the right arc skills attached to them. However, there are still different base skills that heroes can get that make them different. So if we look here, your heroes, basically you look at abilities. Your hero can have 4 abilities. These are ones that are unique to them and other heroes don't have. So this is where the uniqueness in the heroes comes in, but we'll get into the rest of the abilities later when we talk about arcs. So you get 4. Your top left, top right, and on this character I haven't actually got the bottom left one yet. But also, so those 3 are like active skills. We'll go into more in depth in combat, but basically you gain charges of them throughout the battle, and you can actually stack up charges and then just spam those abilities once you have the charges. Then the bottom right one is your ultimate. You've got an ultimate meter that charges up. Once again, we'll go through in combat, and then you basically can use your ultimate once it's charged. The next things we look at. We're going to look at equip. You can equip gear to them. I don't have any gear for this chick at the moment. None of the gear I have, she can equip. Up the top, you can see the type of equipment they can equip. So that is that. Gear is a thing. Ability unlock. Now, this is like a talent tree. The basic idea of this talent tree, I would say, is the basic idea of the whole game at the start is focus on 3 characters because your main team is 3 characters. If you go to 4 characters that you're trying to build early on, you're sort of just spreading yourself thin on resources. So early on, you can see this lit up ring on the inside that I can go in. That's pretty much the only ring I can go until I limit break my character. With these talent trees, don't try and get too finicky on them, like what's the best path and all that. Especially early game, just fill it out because you'll end up filling this out for all your 3 main characters pretty quick with the resources you do get just from playing the campaign. So just fill it out. You can get extra abilities, you can get different stat bonuses, all that sort of thing. Feel free to have a look and see which one you want to go for first, because it's definitely an option for you, just for your character, which abilities you want to get and stuff like that. But once again, don't fret about it. Just jump in and start pumping some stuff into your character. That's pretty much the gist of this. As you can see, I'm stuck on that inside ring. Like I said, you need to limit break. When we look over on the right here, you've got enhance. Basically, you just need to collect enough materials to enhance them. It'll limit break their level, and then you will open up that next ring on the ability tree as well. Then we also have Awakening. Now, Awakening, you need souls of the hero to actually awaken them. And the way to get souls is, 1, by pulling duplicate copies of the hero, and 2, by sending them out on missions, which we'll get into a little bit later on. But it's one of those dispatch ones where you go, see you later, hero, go for 20 hours and bring some souls back. That's pretty much what it is. So, that is the abilities, that is that. The next thing we're going to look at is traits, which is sort of like their like innate passives, and you can pick up more traits from the ability tree as well. And then we have skill set. Now, skill set is something that's going to come into more when we get to the arcs. So some of these skills you can get from your ability tree again, but then a lot of skills, there's limitless amounts of skills that you will get from arcs, and that's what makes this game so good, is the customization of your heroes that you can do. So let's go back over here and look at arcs now, and then we'll talk about the melding of them. So basically, SSR arcs in general are going to be better than SR arcs and then R arcs. There are some good ones of every rarity, but basically with the arcs, just look at what you think. Like, you can actually click on them, and then you can hit the little magnifying glass, and you'll see all the abilities that your arc will end up giving to your hero once you max the arc out. So just look at abilities that you think go well, synergize well with your hero. Pretty much all there is to it. So as you can see, this one, Berserker, is the first one I get, and basically it'll boost break level. So basically when the boss is broken, you can do more damage. Pretty much what it is. So that's a really nice ability. It's a really good arc, this one. But you can see, Axe Equip, which is the next one. Really sucks that you can't see it in this. You got to swap between the two. But Axe Equip is that next one. Allows equipping axes. So if your hero can't use axes at the moment, it allows them to. And that one unlocks at arc level 4. So you've got to level up your arcs to do that. However, early game, I probably don't recommend. I'm going to avoid it. I don't recommend upgrading your arcs, because if you look at the top here, required souls. So basically what the game has is, it has 3 main resources. It has gold, it has blue orbs, and red orbs. Now, to enter a campaign stage, it's going to cost you orbs, and the orbs it's going to cost you is related to the arcs that are on each of your heroes. And as we upgrade the arc, as you can see, the orb cost goes up. It goes up from 210 to 390. So early game, when you're trying to push through the campaign, you don't want to be increasing the cost of your entry that much that you can't actually get into it. So that's why I'm holding out on upgrading my arcs until I'm at a stage where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be punching through that anymore. So then I'll start upgrading my arcs, or once I've upgraded my wells, which we'll talk about in a second, then you've got more resources coming in, then you can start upgrading, because you can start spending more. Basically, hold out on upgrading your arcs early game. Upgrade one of them because you need it for a beginner mission, but that's about it. The next thing we're going to look at is the Arc Ether. You can basically upgrade your arc, get better stats out of it, and get some items, but you need to pull dupes, and that's just sort of something that'll happen on its side, on its own on the side. So don't really stress too much about that one. That's just a little side thing that's there, but don't stress about it. So that's arcs, that's units. If we go to party over here, this is where you equip your arc to your hero. And if we click on the arc here, you can see on this hero, the MP up is the skill I'm learning, because it's the only skill unlocked on the arc, and I'm at 18 of 120. Basically, as you complete levels, while you have that arc equipped to the hero, that bar's going to go up. The arc that you have equipped also gives stat bonuses to your hero, but once you do have an arc, if I look at this, if I go, for instance, if I swap this one, if I swap this bad boy, what's going on here? Let's close that. If I swap this, okay, you can. I swear you can drag them. But if we go and we go, for instance, I think I've got the ship. So if I go to her, swap arcs, and then I go down to the ship, and I go swap. As you can see, I've got master on that. And if I'm on master on that and I'm going into battles with it, sure, I'm getting the stat boost on her that the ship gives. However, I'm not getting any experience. So once I've got something mastered, unless I'm going to level up that arc and unlock a new thing to teach her, I want to swap that off onto another character and let them learn those skills and then give her something else to learn. That's basically what it wants to do. You don't want to have everything capped out mastered on your arcs. You want to have something that you're learning so that you're always gaining something when you're doing your campaign. pretty much the gist. It's a little bit complicated, but once you get into it, you'll start to learn. Arcs have abilities. You want to get those abilities. Put the arc on your hero. They'll gain experience. They'll eventually learn the ability. Once you learn that ability, you can take the arc off. You never lose that ability. So, and also, if you're halfway through learning an ability, you swap arcs, swap back. It will remember how much experience you had onto that ability of that arc. So, complicated system, but works pretty well. Next up, we're going to go into the world map and have a look at the world map and combat and campaign in general. So, let's load. Anytime now. Beautiful. So basically in the campaign, now like I said, you have the 3 resources. You have gold, you have blue orbs, you have red orbs, and then you have your diamonds, which is basically your premium currency for summoning. But you unlock these wells, like you unlock the first one on the left over there very early in the game, pretty much as soon as you jump into it. So you get a good intro into it. You unlock more of them as you go. As you can see, I've got the red one over here, the blue one over here. You can hit in the bottom right there. You can hit this. You can go collect all, and you can gain all those. What you want to be doing with your gold early game is 2 things. One, you want to be leveling up your blue wells, your soul spots as they call them, because that you want to get more souls basically. And then with your blue souls, you want to be leveling up your red one. So there you go. I've got enough to upgrade that. I'm going to level that up, and away we go. You want to just, it's one of those resource generation things. You just want to keep upgrading those. And that's where I talk about when you can start leveling up your arcs, is once you've got these things leveled up further, you're going to be getting more resources, so the increased cost of using the arc in campaign won't matter as much. But that's pretty much it. So gold to upgrade blue, blue to upgrade red, red to upgrade arcs. That's the general system. Also, the other thing you want to save your gold for, if we come over here and go to the shop and we scroll down, you can see I've already bought it. There's an auto and a manual. Now, these things are really nice. So auto, basically, if you buy this, if you've cleared a stage and you go back to it, you can auto it. Full auto, all your heroes will use all their abilities pretty smartly on cooldown. The heals are pretty smart in this game. But yeah, you want that to be able to auto stages. The manual one is really nice. The manual one is going to unlock basically that circle in the middle of your combat. It's basically an attack button, but if you buy this, it becomes a directional pad that you can actually control your characters manually, which can be really handy at stages. So dodging some enemy attacks and stuff like that, really important. Another thing is just keep an eye out in the overworld. You can see here there's like a chest there that I've opened. You can find chests everywhere. I think there's one down here. You can see that. It's locked. I can't get to that one at the moment, but just keep an eye out. You'll see other ones. Also, this sunken ship here, this one, that wasn't actually there. It was like a little glittery thing in the water. I clicked it. It unlocked something new to fight. So just keep a lookout on the overworld and you'll find stuff and you'll get goodies. As you can see, there was another chest there as well. But when we look at combat, that's pretty much the last main thing we want to look at is combat. And I'm just going to go down to one of these stages, so hopefully it's not too bad. We're going to go start quest. And like I said, as you can see, the cost of all the arcs that I have, it adds them together and gives me a 390 blue orb entry fee to go into this level. So we're going to go start quest. Always take a good supporter, someone that's going to carry you. Pretty much is the way that works. So let's load. Loading, perfect. Come on. Load screens are a little bit slow, but as you can see, I'm going to take it off auto. You can see in the top right there, I have auto. That's from buying that auto thing. And you can see in the middle there, I'm actually controlling my character where she runs because I have bought that manual one. So really nice features. So when we go into it, if you tap this attack flat out, it actually does increase your attack speed of your auto attacks a little bit. As you can see, she was taking a fair pause in between attacks there. Now I'm spamming it and she does them pretty quick. So there is that little thing that you can do. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter too much, but it can be done. Now, the top left, top right, and bottom left abilities, I don't have it bottom left unlocked on her yet, but they are basically just charging abilities. As you can see on my shooting star over here, it has 2 charges. It's charging up a third. Now, it maxes out at 3. You'll see once it hits its third charge, sorry, we're going to go into the next wave. But you'll see once it hits its third charge, it's maxed out. Some abilities I've seen go up to 5 charges. There you go. My shooting star's maxed out at 3. I can use one, it's going to start charging another, but I can use all 3 of them if I want and get rid of them, and that's done. My flash heal there, I'm going to use it because I'm actually getting low, and it's my heal. That's a slot. They have different charge times and all that sort of stuff. You also have your ultimate. As you can see, my ultimate bar down here is going up, and once it's available, you can basically just use it. The next thing we're going to look at is magic attacks. I really do enjoy the magic attack system. It adds another layer to the combat. So if I come here and I hit magic, what I can do is it freezes the screen, shows you my character, shows you my magic ability. So I've got an AoE heal for my whole team. I've got a light attack that does some damage. I can also change characters while I'm in this screen as well. Go, oh, I might want to use this guy's lightning attack. And now on the ability, you can see, wait, let's just go over here. On the abilities, you can see this one's 12 MP, this one's 18 MP, and the purple bar under your health bar is your MP bar. So that's basically, if you have the resources, you can do it. So if I go over to this guy, I'm like, yes, I'm going to use my lightning. I go, no, I want to switch target. You can hit switch target, and you can choose who you're going to do it to. It shows you all their resistances and all that sort of stuff. So really, really nice in-depth feature to be able to slow down time, think about what you're doing, and then go for it. And then basically go back to spamming your abilities, which are very active. So, and because I still have, on this guy, I still have another 13, I can just spam that endlessly until I run out of the MP to actually be able to use it. So we're about to get an ultimate here. As you can see, you can click that, you get the little cutscene, and then heroes go into your ultimate, and you can basically just read what your ultimates do and all your skills do in the character screen. But that is combat in a nutshell. Really enjoyable combat. Like, I do really enjoy it, but pretty much you have your 3 attacks that just charge and you spam them. You have your ultimate, and then you have your magic attacks, and that's pretty much it. You want to buy that manual card so that you can actually run around manually and do all the stuff that is fun. So like I said, this girl, like, there's some arcs that say like increase the damage depending on the distance you are away. So I'd be wanting to manually run away as far as I can and then use my abilities to increase the damage due to the distance that I can get away from the enemy. When we talk about break, up the top left, you can see the boss's break meter under his health bar. Once we actually get that down to 0, he's going to be broken and we're going to be able to do it. So a few allies are getting low here. I'm going to pop my heal, invoke that, and she's going to cast her little healing wave, heal everyone back up to full. And then we can go back to other attacks. And now I can also jump between my heroes because the AI isn't perfect on this. So you can actually jump to other heroes, spam their abilities, get their magic abilities out as well, and then basically just jump between them. And now in the break stage, this is when the boss takes big damage. So this is when you want to make sure you're using all those big abilities like that one there, and just trying to just clean up the boss as quick as you can in this stage, because that's when they do take more damage. So it's really nice. So I'm going to pop a flash heal here because I'm getting low, and there we go. Done skis. Kill the boss, happy days. That is combat. Pretty much all there is to it. The other combat I want to look at, the other thing I want to look at is events. Now, with combat, if you fail a stage, you can pay a cost to continue it. I never do that, basically. If you do quit the stage, though, after you fail it, you do lose the entry cost that you had, so those orbs that you paid to enter it. But it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Like, it's not a hell of a lot. The one place it does matter is if we go back over here. Quit quest, thank you. If it lets us, loading. Ooh, the loading screen's a bit harsh. Okay, so bottom right, you can see event. You can also get to the events tab from the home page. So if we go back over here, we keep going back. There we go. So we've got the events page. So this one has orbs to enter as well, and they generate, as you can see at the top there, they generate one every hour. So you can only use a limited amount of these. You want to do the gold rush every day. The gold rush is like a high gold drop one that you can only do one time. Really nice. The infinite gold is basically just if you really need of gold, you can spam that. Transcender's Gate, you can't do it till level 55, don't worry too much about it. Limit Breaker Field is where I spend most of my time because I want to get those abilities to limit break my heroes, to be able to increase their levels, unlock the rest of the ability trees and stuff like that. So that's where I spend most of my time. These ones will open periodically, and they are the different gems that you need to upgrade different types of abilities in your ability tree. So you've got the ones that do, I think it's red does physical, blue does magic, green does tanking, and purple does healing and support. I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes, but yeah, you can get those, but days aren't open. So that's pretty much all there is to these. The one thing about these is they get, like, on your first couple of days, you won't be doing a normal stage. Like, really hard, just take my word for it, because once you do decide to go into these normals and you get defeated, you lose the orb that you spent to go into it. So, you know, if you got absolutely spanked the first time you go into it, wait a few days, maybe try again, and then see how you go, because you don't want to be wasting too many orbs just spamming one that you can't complete because you lose those orbs. The final thing I wanted to look at was those dispatch missions that I talked about earlier. If you go down to the bottom right here, you can see Conquer. Basically, this, you send your heroes out and they'll come back with stones. You have 3 different levels that you can do. You can do 5 hours, 10 hours, or 20 hours. I was experimenting with them because we just got into it, but I just go for the 20-hour one. It basically sits there for longer, you get the stuff, and that's pretty much all there is. So whichever heroes you want to build, they're the ones you want to send out here. I unlocked all of them because I just want to build characters. They cost your premium currency to unlock. I think it's worth it. At least unlock the first one and get 3 so you can do your 3 main characters that you're building in the game. That's what I'd say. If you want to leave the last 2, don't stress about it, because, you know, whatever. But I'm just going to keep doing it. I feel like in the long term, it's going to benefit me more to buy them all outright, work on more heroes at the same time, and then I've got more options when we get to later game. That's the strategy I'm going with. So that is going to be that. The last thing I wanted to mention after that is your premium currency and summons. If you've got a fairly decent account, I'm holding out on summons. I'm going to wait because they'll have banner events and stuff like that. So I think I'm just going to save for banner events, wait for that, and basically just hope I get good pulls on banners. Otherwise, if you want to have fun, just do some summons. It's up to you. But that is pretty much it for this beginner's guide. Let me know if there's anything I missed that you guys want me to cover. I can do more videos in the future. We'll do some more in-depth stuff later on as well. But as for this one, that is going to be it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.